they're twins, except that they're not siblings. They're not brother and sister. They're kind of born at the same moment on the same day, same hospital, clock each other through their cots in the infant ward, and live next door to each other. And so they create their own kind of private world, absolutely cut off from other people. And the film is really the story about how that world changes, you know, as they reach their 17th birthday.
Ain't told, sweetie?
Sure you're okay.
Tomorrow so?
Sure it is.
Thank you, sir.
No. She's best friends with her next door neighbour called Pig, otherwise known as Darren. When the two of them get together, they spent their whole lives together. They've never really grown up. They're just like kids, really excited. They do the same things they've always done. They don't let the outside world in. They're just in their own little world and completely unaware of anything else that's going on. And there's a lot of energy to both of them. She's the calmer of the two. She's always the one to say that's enough. You know, if it's getting too out of hand, she's always the one to bring them back down. She's just kind of more spiritual in a way than he is, and he can't really understand that. And, you know, she finds that funny, the fact that he's just, you know, everything's just kind of black and white. It's kind of hard to talk about the characters separate because they're so close together, do you know what I mean? You have to talk about the two together.
Absolute belief in Runt that makes him the character that he is. His absolute conviction in that he has for their relationship, and that he cannot, you know, conceive of existing on his own or existing in a world, you know, that does not conform to his and her world, that doesn't think like they do.
I wonder what the colour of love is.
Jesus, Runt, you could read 1,000 thick books and never know the answer to that quiz.
It'd be a good one to know though, hey?
It'd be brilliant, Runt.
Their world is like kind of routine. They play the same games. They have these role plays that they play the whole time. Well, just like the games that kids would play. Like, we play that game again. Yeah, okay. And they're into the game. You know, and you grow out of that as you get older. It's like, oh, yeah, do you remember when we used to play that game? But they're still in there. They have this dream that they're going to find the palace and that he's the king and she's the queen of Pork City, of their world. Like, and when they get to the palace, it's going to be amazing. They'll be the king and queen of their world. The palace. It's a dream.
You know what a palace is.
There's the style of the kind of normal, boring, mundane kind of world that they inhabit. And then there's their own kind of particular, kind of private, intimate, exclusive world. And in a way, I suppose the film tells the story of how that world begins to change. So the film itself has a very filmic structure. It has a kind of a strong narrative that runs throughout. And I suppose the kind of, the dynamic within it is how their world, their own private world, sort of bounces off or is in conflict with the real world and reality and all of those things. And obviously that totally informs the style of the film.
I think there's only certain places in the script where it does turn, where it goes slightly surreal and stuff. But I guess we just tried always to let the content tell us the style of how it's going to be shot. So it's not like the style is a separate thing to the actual content, you know. Like, for example, in the disco, like, obviously, you know, you just take the energy of that, which is kind of like Pig's character, and kind of just run with it. And, you know, if things go out of focus and out of shot in a way, that's okay, because that's kind of him, you know. Whereas Runt is kind of, her character is more like the beach scenes, which are very calm and kind of still life almost.
Yeah, Runt. That's the big blue there. Oh, that was water, huh?
Each of the scenes in the film has like sort of 3 or 4 fantastic things going on in it. Something to kind of make you cry, something to horrify you, and something then to make you laugh. and completely take you out of where you thought you were and move you on to the next one.
What'll I call you? Your name?
I think it reflects a lot of relationships in the sense that, you know, when you first meet someone, your relationship keeps growing and growing, whatever relationship it is, like, especially like with the boy-girl one. And when you get past a certain stage, if you're not prepared to keep changing with the relationship, if one person says the same, you know what I mean, if they don't change together, it's going to end. One person might want what the other one doesn't, and that happens all the time. And as well, because it's so intense and it is unhealthy, because they haven't developed properly as individuals.
It's a world where it's just about the two of them. It's absolutely about nothing else and nobody else, and about their friendship and about their love for each other. And also they have a kind of a particular language which is kind of based on a kind of a strange baby talk, a kind of a strange baby speak with a kind of a Cork influence, a Cork inflection. And it's a very kind of secure and beautiful and warm world for them, and one that's very, very exclusive.
Happy birthday for today then, Sinead. For today. Okay.
No, eh? She has this facility to, you know, to see past him. I mean, you could see, like, she look over his shoulder, I'd imagine, you know, whereas he would be just like blinkered on her. And that's what he can't comprehend and can't see, that they'll move off and live in this sort of pig and runt utopia. Like, he can't understand why that can't happen, you know.
It's a really, really delicate balance, which I've always been trying to get in the film, like between all these different things, like between a real world and a fantasy world that they've created, and then between like absolute like obsession and love, and then absolute energy and chaos as well. So it's just trying to balance those two characters all the time, and they kind of go up and down throughout the film, and then they kind of get back in sync, and you know, it's kind of like Siamese twins in a way.